Mo tún kí wa pé a tún kábọ̀ sí ìkànnì iléeṣẹ́ wa Koikimedia live. Èní níjọ́ Sunday, ọjọ́ tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn Christian tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe services wọn. Ó tún bọ́ sí ọjọ́ táwọn Mùsùlùmí náà tí àwọn náà máa ń lo irú ọjọ́ báyìí láti fi ṣe àsàlátù. Tí a bá tún wò náà, irú ọjọ́ báyìí ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa, àwọn ìyá wa tí oníṣẹ̀ṣe táwọn náà máa fi ń ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ iṣẹ́. A tún dé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti ṣe mọ ìkànnì wa láti studio wa ní London. Níbẹ̀ ni a ti ń gbé ohùn síta. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti ṣe mọ ìkànnì wa yìí, ó dá lórí ìran fún information, knowledge sharing, engagement, and also way forward fún ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ oòjíire tí à ń pè ní the southwest part of Nigeria. Mo wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa fi ẹ̀mí bá wa lọ lórí iléeṣẹ́ wa yìí. Mo kí wa pé welcome on board. Tí bá wo aago lọ́dọ̀ wa láti inú studio mi, aago 7:10 àbí tá bá ní ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 10 sí aago 7, tí a bá dẹ̀ máa lò ní èdè òyìnbó, ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, a máa sọ pé 10 minutes past 7 p.m. But nǹkan kan ni àwọ̀ kì í lò ní ibi báyìí ni a máa ń lo 24 hours clock. So a ní pé ní 7 p.m. a ní 1900 hours. That means 1910. 19 yẹn dúró fún 7. That is how the UK operate. Bí a ti ṣe wá ń wọlé, mo ń fi kí gbogbo ohun tí olúkálùkù bá gbàgbọ́ láti fi kí wa. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, a ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀sìn tí a ń ṣe. Mo dẹ̀ máa ń sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà pé má jẹ́ kí ẹ̀sìn kan kó tako ìran ẹ. Torí pé ẹ̀sìn tí olúkálùkù wa ń ṣe, a gbọ́dọ̀ fi tàbùkù kan in táwọn baba ńlá wa ń ṣe. A gbọ́dọ̀ gbà pé lóòótọ́ ọ̀làjú ti dé. Àwọn nǹkan táwọn bàbá yẹn ń ṣe tí ó dẹ̀ sì tà wá lọ́rùn. Bí ó bá gbé síta nígbà míì, ẹlòmíì lè sọ pé irú kí leléyìí kẹ̀. Bọ̀ a wá tẹ̀ tí wá dúpẹ́ pé ó ti ń yí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé bí a bá ń ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe wa kò tako Mùsùlùmí, bẹ́ẹ̀ kò tako Kristẹni. Nítorí ohun tí a bá láyé nìyẹn. So mo kí wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sí live broadcast wa ní Sunday tí a bọ́ sí. Sunday náà tẹ̀ lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀, èní ní 19 bí mo ti ṣe sọ síwájú. Kò sígbà tí a fẹ́ wọnú ètò báyìí tí mo ní kọ́kọ́ mú àdúrà lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ó gbé mi wá sáyé. Torí nígbà tí wọ́n máa bí mi, àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe bí bíbí yẹn ṣe wáyé, lóòótọ́ wọn ò sí mọ́. Ṣé bàbá la fẹ́ sọ ni àbí ìyá? Mo dúpẹ́ fún ọba tí ó láǹfààní pé àwọn bàbá tó bí mi àti ìyá tó bí mi, àwọn rí ayé lò níwọ̀nba tí Ọlọ́run ní kó lò. Àwa tí a dẹ̀ ṣìkù láyé náà, à ń bẹ Ọlọ́run pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, nínú Nàìjíríà, kí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí a lè jàǹfààní in tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà, torí in tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà ó pọ̀. Àǹfààní kọ́ ni pé kò kárí látara structure tí wọ́n fi gbé Nàìjíríà dúró. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ both my parents, torí pé bí tèmi náà bá wà nínú Nàìjíríà lénìí, àwọn nǹkan tí olúwẹ̀ tẹ̀ mọ̀ yìí, olúwẹ̀ lè má láǹfààní àti mọ̀. But I am happy and I'm grateful that my late mother made it at all cost to bring me to UK ní September 1998. And it's been an amazing journey till date. And I'm grateful to both the late parents that I have, because without them, it would have been very difficult, you know, because I know that in Africa, tó bá ní connection tó dẹ̀ mọ̀yàn, you are likely to go through a lot. And there are many reasons for that purpose. So mo kí àwọn family mi, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. We are back again, and we are just going to go as usual with a lot that needs to be covered again today, from the studio here in London and from also my studio in southwest part of Nigeria, níbi tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ iṣẹ́ ń lọ tí a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fún àwọn staff wa. Mo wá tún fi àsìkò yìí sọ fún wa pé gbogbo ẹni tí ó bá fi darapọ̀ mọ́ wa látara tí à ń ṣe nílé iṣẹ́ wa, ẹ bá wa dá sí kó lè tètè débi tí a fẹ́ jẹ́ kó dé. Mo dẹ̀ kí àwọn tí gbogbo wa jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́tùn lósì. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Omitaf Couture tí wọ́n fún wa ní àwọn short tá à ń wọ̀ nínú summer yìí, torí pa ti wà ní summer ìyẹn ní London, and this kind of short ó jẹ́ kí atẹ́gùn, even though there's less breeze, you know, here in the United Kingdom. Àwọn tó lọ gbá World Cup, the England team have returned back to London after a very fantastic outing, and we are very grateful to them as well. As we have now approached a very, very tough time again, mo lọ báyìí láti kọ́kọ́ dùn pẹ̀lú kábíyèsí, ìyẹn bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni òrìṣà. Kábíyèsí o. Information coming out from the palace today is another sad news because of the death tó kan kábíyèsí lára, ìyẹn bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni òrìṣà. Kí Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ kí ó wo ikú tó pa the elder brother, kó bá wa fi ọ̀run kẹ́ bàbá náà. Ó dìgbà tíyàn bá kú nídìílé ẹ àbẹ́ni tó súnmọ́ ẹ ló máa tó mọ̀ pé in tó ní agbára ni ikú. Torí when somebody dies, that is the end of their own journey. But their journey will continue, but it is subject to ibi tí journey yẹn bá rìn lọ. So right now, mo ń lo platform mi láti fi kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni òrìṣà pé ẹ kú ara fẹ́ra kùsà. Bàbá, mo kí àwọn olórí for the death that has happened. Ìyẹn brother àwọn tí à ń gbọ́ láti the official statement coming from the palace that he passed away, you know, and that is the brother there, fanfana àwọn tí wọ́n bá tí gbọ́ news yẹn, because Koikimedia is bringing the world closer to our doorstep. Kákọ̀ sáré ka news yẹn ká tó máa tẹ̀síwájú. Ọọ̀ni of Ife loses elder brother. According to the report, the Ọọ̀ni of Ife, Ọba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has lost his immediate elder brother, Prince Adetunji Ogunwusi. His death was announced today, Sunday, the 19th of July 2026, in a statement issued by Ọọ̀ni of Ife Leadership Colloquium. It is described the late prince as a respectable businessman whose life was defined by integrity, visionary leadership, and selfless service. The group said Prince Adetunji made a significant impact in Nigeria business sector as chairman of Prime Water View Limited, earning widespread admiration for his professionalism, commitment to excellence, and mentorship of young entrepreneurs. It is with profound sadness that we receive the news of the passing of Prince Adetunji Ogunwusi. His departure has left family members, friends, associates, and many admirers in deep mourning, the statement said. According to the colloquium, the late prince exemplified resilience, humility, and generosity throughout his lifetime, while dedicating himself to purposeful service in both business and community development. It noted that his death represents a painful loss not only to the Ogunwusi, the Ọọ̀ni of Ife family, but also to the Nigeria business community and the country's traditional institution. The organization extends its condolences to the Ọọ̀ni of Ife, praying for strength and comfort for the monarch and the entire Ogunwusi family as they grieved. It also sympathized with deceased families, friends, business associates, and colleagues, expressing hope that they will find solace during the difficult period. The statement added that Prince Adetunji's enduring contributions to commerce, leadership, and community service will continue to inspire future generations. May Prince Adetunji Ogunwusi rest in peace while his remarkable legacy continues, inspiring generations with dignity, honor, compassion, wisdom, excellence, the statement said. Tó bí ọ̀rọ̀ ikú ṣe rí náà nìyẹn. Tí ikú bá ti dé, I remember just kí n tó wọnú ètò, when my late mother, a beautiful soul, a hard-working Yoruba woman from the Federal Republic of Nigeria, born in Lagos State and relocated to London in the 90s. When she was dying, I could not believe that she was going. Mo fẹ́ lè ní láàrin gbogbo wa, èmi nìkan ni mo disagree pé she's going, even though the evidence and the indicator was already known that she would die. But ta ló fẹ́ jẹ́ kí èèyàn ẹ̀ kú? Ta ló fẹ́ jẹ́ kí èèyàn ẹ̀ jáde láyé? It is one of the most difficult things to accept, regardless of how the death will eventually catch us up. Torí ìgbà tí kú máa mú wa, nobody knows. A dẹ̀ ṣèrí lánàá, ó gba bíbá ẹ̀ kọjá, ó sùn ni, kí ló ṣe? And ikú máa dẹ̀ wá ní in different forms and shapes. And bólúkálukú ṣe máa grief ó yàtọ̀. So I can understand what the family at the palace are going through right now. It will be a very difficult time for the king's family ìyẹn kábíyèsí ẹ bá mi share ètò yìí mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé welcome to the live broadcast. You're watching a live transmission. On Instagram we are live, on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, we are live, on YouTube we are live, on Instagram we are live, on Facebook we are also live. So mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé a kú ara fẹ́ra fò, a kú ara fẹ́ra kù fún àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí, because Ọọ̀ni Òrìṣà is a very important figure fún ìran wa, just as all our other obas láti bàbá wa Aláàfin àti àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù wọn wà. So when situation touches the palace, ká máa fi ṣírò ara wa pé ó touch gbogbo wa náà ni. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ rántí pé àfi tí a bá fẹ́ ṣe àbòsí fúnra wa, Kábíyèsí was able to accept that even as àwa tá gbé Yorùbá nation dání, tí a dẹ̀ ṣì believe in the right to self-determination, because right to self-determination is still not yet off the table. And for many years of their campaign under the leadership of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the emeritus, we had a lot of, bit of confrontation as àwọn ọmọ Kábíyèsí, àwọn ọmọ ọba, because gbogbo wa lọmọ ọba, and we were upset, we were angry, we were not satisfied with certain things that we were facing within the southwest of Nigeria. There were things that were really hurting us, and we were not pleased. And we expected our kings to be able to act and react. But their reaction was not seen physically to us. Àwa kò rí pé wọ́n react. But behind the scene, wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n ní within their power to make sure that in tí gbogbo wa fẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ní southwest of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. And what is the first thing? Ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Ibi tí kò bá ti sí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀, we are all joking. So àwọn ọba mọ̀ pé tí aráàlú ò bá ti lè ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀, it will be difficult for them to also to be able to walk in their domain. So while we were making those moves, they were working in a different dimension. And Kábíyèsí dẹ̀ ní àwọn ò bínú sí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, especially the front burner of the campaign for self-determination, that he believes that yes, in tó ń dùn yín lọ́kàn yẹn ẹ̀tọ́ yín ni, right wa ni, and we will do everything to support you all. But wọ́n ní ká fi ọgbọ́n ká fi ṣe nǹkan ká lè bá rí ìtafẹ́. So even though we wanted them to make certain statements, we wanted them to do videos, afẹ́kọ́ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan, but they are not going to do it. But behind the scene, they are working. And mo dúpẹ́ pé in my lifetime of the history of Yoruba people, I was able to put myself in the front burner of the movement, which I am still involved. Mo dúpẹ́ pé èèyàn kankan ò pè mí pé kí n dìde kí n wá jà fúnra mi. Kò sẹ́nibọ́dì lórí ilẹ̀ ayé yìí tó máa ní àwọn làwọn pé Koikimedia pé kó wá máa campaign pé a fẹ́ gba independent country wa. Kò sẹ́ni kankan. Mo mọ̀ pé èèyàn kan ti make that such accusation pé àwọn làwọn lọ pè mí. Gbogbo yẹn àwáwí ni. Torí èèyàn kan ò lè pèèyàn kó wá máa ṣe irú tí mo gbé dání. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ pè mí? Ibo lẹ ti fẹ́ gbà pè mí? Because we have been talking about the injustice of Nigeria ever since I was able to come back to Nigeria after many years of living in the UK, we have seen how things should have been, why it has not changed. So the fact that our decide pé route táwa fẹ́ gbà nígbà yẹn is the final say to be able to have our independence and have a country of our own. But àwọn kábíyèsí tí a padà lọ bá, tí a padà lọ yọjú sí láwọn palaces wọn, tí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ witness ẹ̀, àti àwọn nǹkan tí a gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn nínú ilé, àtàwọn tí wọ́n lè sọ síta bí ìgbà tá a wà ní palace Ọọ̀ni òrìṣà. It was an open public forum discussion. Wọ́n bá wa foríjì bàbá wa Olóyè Adéyẹmọ, even after a lot of things that have gone through with conversation between Igboho and the palace. Wọ́n bá wa foríjì our media, not just myself, especially Koikimedia as a spokesman fún Igboho. Ṣé nísìn ká tún wá ṣe wá dìde torí pé a fẹ́ satisfy a certain part of àwọn èèyàn wa, ká wá tó wá máa ṣe go against gbogbo táwọn ọba wa ti sọ fún wa, á jẹ́ pé àwa gangan ni ọmọ àlè Yorùbá. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá, ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá lèmi, mo lè má gbọ́ Yorùbá tó jiná dáadáa. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló sọrí mi kalẹ̀ sí. And it doesn't matter however anybody can feel. Feelings tẹ̀yin nìyẹn, feelings tèmi ó yàtọ̀. So ọba ò lè bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, ká wá ṣe wá ní èyí tó bá wa sọ yẹn nínú yàrá àti ní public, ká wá ṣe máa wá go against ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe àwọn kábíyèsí ló ṣe máa sọ ní ta máa ṣe nísìn, but àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà tó jẹyọ nígbà tá à ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ látara pé kó bá wa bá President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀ pé kí ni Ìgbòho ṣe gangan tó wà rántí living in exile. What has been his commit offense? Kí ni offense gangan tó ṣe? And we were able to find out that àwọn ẹ̀yà kan nínú Nàìjíríà, àwọn ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí olóyè Ìgbòho kó wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Àwọn ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí olóyè Ìgbòho kó lè mójútó nǹkan ní ẹ̀. Àwọn ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí olóyè Ìgbòho kó ṣe tí ọba Elédùmarè tó rán fún ìran Yorùbá. Lóòótọ́ olóyè ò kì í ṣọba, kò kì í ṣòṣèlú, is just one out of millions of Yoruba people ní Nàìjíríà àti ní diaspora. But Ọlọ́run fi ìfẹ́ Yorùbá sí lẹ́mìí tó fi gbé n tó gbé dání, tó fi ń ṣe tó ń ṣe, tó fi ń béèrè fún justice fún ìran ẹ̀ kó tó di pé ní July 1st 2021 wọ́n fẹ́ lọ pa mọ́lé. A dúpẹ́ pé wọ́n ò rí pa sínú ilé, nítorí pé tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n rí olóyè ọ̀tá ẹ̀ pa sínú ilé ní ìjọ tá à ń sọ yìí àti èmi tí mo jẹ́ agbẹnusọ ẹ̀, well, life will continue because I know that. There's no doubt about that. But it will be the greatest mistake fún ìran wa. So it might be like yesterday, but àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí tí èèyàn wọn kú sínú ilé, àwọn ló mọ impact tó ń ṣe lára wọn lẹ́nìí, àti àwọn tó wà affected in our millions. Ẹlòmíì ti ní high blood pressure láti 2021 tí kò drop just because of the attack tó lọ ṣe sọ́dọ̀ olóyè Ìgbòho. Ẹlòmíì títí di bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò tí come out of the shock. Ṣe ni shock yẹn ṣì máa ń wá fún àwọn ìyá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan àtàwọn brothers wa àtàwọn sisters wa. And wọ́n ní bíyàn bá wo bí egbò bá ṣe wà lára tó bá yún títí tó bá careful á di púpọ̀ sí ẹ lára. So right now àti wà none other discussion whether it is acceptable or not, whether it is open discussion, because it is a discussion that must be put to the minds of Yoruba people, especially in Rawa, for the injustice and the sufferness TRT experienced living in Nigeria as a country. Because the injustice has gone for too long. And we know that the West, Tongpe now West, Tabatini West, look at it from out of Africa. Africa because we have 7 continents in the world. But it become what Tongpe ni West, Europe lefe soni, side àwọn ti ẹ̀yà tó kù náà ni, they are not impressed pé àwa ni Ọlọ́run gbé ìmọ̀ ayé fún. And they will do everything possibly best to destroy us. How can we have someone like our father, Professor Yemi Osibajo, while he was in government, what they ran the baba yẹn ó jẹ́ kó rí ṣe? He was literally sidelined. I mean, we are talking about a well-read professor, a well-grounded man. But because Eyati or superior, according to them, do not want Professor Sibajo to work. And eventually, we saw that Osibajo's impact at the late President Muhammadu Buhari's government was eventually truncated. Because about the period of time late Muhammadu Buhari was living outside Nigeria for medical purposes, especially in London, Osibajo was also crippled. Because it's like, hey, President Buhari be fight was in London. So while Buhari is in London, he's still operating as a president, even though there was a lot of pressure for him to hand over power. Because that is the normal thing. You are the president, Toba sick, Kosento is sick. Wàá gbé power sílẹ̀ pé èmi ń lọ fún medical treatment. Ẹni tó bá jẹ́ vice á dẹ̀ take over. He was not ready to do that because àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé Buhari pé tó bá fi àyè sílẹ̀ fún àwọn Yorùbá yìí kí wọ́n take power tó bá sí nílé, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kó tó dé o. And we saw that. Tẹ́ bá rántí this former SGF ti Buhari nígbà tí Buhari wà lórí oyè. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, kí ni àkọlé ètò tí a gbé wá lálẹ́ kí a lè kọ́kọ́ fi lè ní understanding location ibi tí à ń lọ. Tá bá lọ wo the topic that we are discussing tonight, torí ilẹ̀ ti ṣú, ó kọ̀ ṣì mọ́ níta lọ́dọ̀ wa, ó di aago 9 àbọ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ tó dúdú. So right now we are still very bright. From my window, I can see the sky. Nínú studio mi, mò ń wo bíbà, sky wà gan ní bíbà náà tí mò ń rí. Tí a bá wo àkọlé ètò tí a gbé wá lálẹ́, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti wọlé. Àǹfààní kan tí ẹ lè ṣe náà ni pé kẹ́ má kọ̀ gbọ́ fúnra yín nìkan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ pe gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá wá kó wá gbọ́n tí a tún sọ. Lóòótọ́, a máa agree to disagree. Bọ́rọ̀ ilé ayé ṣe rí nìyẹn. But in tèmi mọ̀ ni pé ìpè àólẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ́mọ́ Yorùbá. Ìtọ́kọ̀ fi ṣe ni pé divide and rule ló fẹ́ fi sáàrin wa. Yes, politics will be played by different people within Yoruba land while we're still in Nigeria. But it is now important that in tó bá lè mú àwọn ẹ̀yà Fulani tó endorse, tó support Buhari fún ọdún 7. Àwa tí a gbé campaign Yoruba Nation dání mostly must understand that there is no reason and have hatred for President Tinubu. Because in tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ni pé, tẹ́ bá ní fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, wá tí àìtí kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, should we put the hatred for President Tinubu? Ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sọ pé tá bá ń sunkún a máa ríran. Lóòótọ́, we don't agree with everything that has happened within his government. But there are certain things that has been put in place and we expect more. Because as human beings, we always want more. Baba fún ẹni mọ́ínmọ́ín nísìn, wàá tún máa béèrè pé kò sí búrẹ́dì tó máa fi jẹ. Whereas o lè jẹ mọ́ínmọ́ín yẹn nìkan. But that's the nature of human being. We always want more. And fún ìran wa níbi tí ìran wa dé lálẹ́, we have the right to demand for more. Kódà, while President Tinubu is in government, we want him to boost more in Yoruba land. Kódà, by now, God said, ó yẹ kí allocation kó lọ ní extra. But we know that we are in democracy as in the military. So, àwọn ọ̀nà tó máa fi ṣe tó máa fi rọrùn kọ́lọ́run Olódùmarè kó jẹ́ kí ó possible. Now, let's come back to kí ni àkọlé ètò tálẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ti sọ. Why should we not support President Tinubu is a question mark. Tẹ́ bá wò nínú topic yẹn, mo fi question mark sí. I want us to come and challenge ourselves. I want us to be open. I want us to have this conversation. Pé ṣé torí a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nigeria, because my conversation is not for àwọn tó ti believe in President Tinubu from the henceforth. But fún àwa tí we were skeptical, we didn't trust him, we didn't believe him that he would do what we want him to do, especially if a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nigeria, because we expect him to do that. But is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? And how will he do it? These are many questions that, because a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nigeria officially, ó yẹ kó wà nínú constitution referendum. Tí referendum clause bá ti wà nínú constitution, then àwa lọ ṣe consultation pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwa southwest tápẹ́rẹ́ àwa lọ́mọ Yorùbá pé ṣàṣìfẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà, a lọ ṣe campaign yẹn, government máa accept pé ká lọ ṣe campaign just as bó ṣe ṣe ní UK nígbà tá a fẹ́ kúrò nínú European Union. Wọ́n fi time frame bí i ọdún kan ni mo rántí pé kólúkálukú lọ campaign, wọ́n ń ṣe campaign lórí rédíò lórí. So kò ní dàbí ìgbà tó yẹ pé nígbà táwa ń ṣe campaign pa fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, ṣe làwọn kan rí wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀tá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kò ní dàbí ìgbà tó yẹ pé ọ̀tá President Bola Tinubu la jẹ́, because that is the picture that people were looking at us. So now wọ́n kàn máa wá kí ló wá yàtọ̀ nísìn, nǹkan kan yàtọ̀, because we never have hatred for him from day one. We were just worried that will he be given the privilege to fulfill his vision? Because vision, I want to be the president, is not ambition. Here, President Tinubu ti ná ṣe, kò ń ṣe lánàá, kò ń ṣe lénìí. That he wants to be the president is not one day he started talking about it. Olúkálùkù ló ní ambition. Èmi náà ní ambition tèmi nísìn. I'm sure pé náà ní ambition. We all have different ambition wa yàtọ̀ ni. My late mother was in Qatar in October. Tó bá sọ pé ìyá ẹ̀ máa kú ní November, fẹ́ni tó travel for holiday, because ó ní ambition, ó ti plan ẹ̀ pọ̀ máa lọ Qatar, ó tún ní plan àwọn nǹkan míì tó fẹ́ ṣe. So now looking at us as ṣé nísìlẹ̀, no, I always say it, nobody hates him. But the question is, and I'm putting it out fún àwa Yorùbá, because Yorùbá ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀. Yorùbá tí mo dẹ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀, Yorùbá tó ní làákàyè, tọ́lọ̀ fún lọ́gbọ́n, ó lọ school kò lọ school, professor ni kò ń ṣe professor, mùsùlùmí ni, kìrìsìtẹ́nì ni, oníṣẹ̀ṣe ni, EU ló ń gbé ni, America ló ń gbé ni, Asia ló ń gbé ni, Africa ló ń gbé ni, àbí ó wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Ìbéèrè tí mo béèrè, tí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí a jọ dáhùn, òun ni pé why should we not? Kí ni ìdí? Wọ́n ní tí kò bá nídìí, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin ìyá wa, ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, à ń pọ̀wé níwájú yín. Wọ́n ní tí kò bá nídìí, obìnrin ò kí ń jẹ́ kúmólú. Tó bá fẹ́ mọ rí ìtọ́ ṣe pọ̀ obìnrin kúmólú, wàá lọ béèrè ìdí. Orúkọ tí gbogbo wa ń jẹ́ ló ní meaning behind it. Ọláyọmí, Abọ́sẹ̀dé, Adéwálé. Ọlátúnjí. Kí ni reason tó ṣe fún yín lórúkọ yẹn? Ẹ lọ béèrè padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó fún yín lórúkọ yẹn. When the late former President Buhari was there, he was supported by his Fulani people. Wọ́n fún ní gbogbo support tó fẹ́, even though wọ́n mọ̀ pé Buhari kò wà capable mọ́. Wọ́n rí pé Buhari táwọn mọ̀ ní 1983 yẹn is not the same Buhari, but wọ́n lò ó. And I will give a good example of that. Buba Garuwa ṣì wà láyé. Ó ní àwọn làwọn lọ gbé Buhari wá. Lóòótọ́ àwa kọ́ la lọ gbé President Tinubu wá pé kó wá jẹ president lé wa lórí. Àbáwá la lọ gbé wá. Ṣé mi mo bá President Tinubu jókòó pé ṣe máa wá ṣe president? Torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ movement Yorùbá nation ó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ, but President Tinubu ambition wọ́n ti nọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ bíyá nígbà tó ti kọ́kọ́ di governor lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ti mọ̀ pé bíyá bí Ọbásanjọ́ ṣe ń takò wọn tí kò fún allocation for Lagos State, tí Ọbásanjọ́ the former president tó di pé there was a tussle between him, because nǹkankan ló máa ń trigger nǹkankan. Something will trigger something. Bí a reason yẹn lọ́yìn President Tinubu ṣe ní mo fẹ́ ṣe Èkó tó lè táwọn èèyàn lọ́rùn. Mo fẹ́ ṣe Èkó táwọn èèyàn máa wà okay, even though táwọn èèyàn báyìí ti wà okay. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbé ní UK kan ló wà okay o. Ẹni tó ní ìwé gan tó ní British passport kò wà okay. Kò ń ṣe pé kò sí government. Okay, o kàwé tán, òun wáṣẹ́ òríṣẹ́. Kí ni government máa ṣe fún ẹ? I'm talking about living in the UK. O kàwé, o wá ń wáṣẹ́, òun wáṣẹ́ tó wà in line pẹ̀lú tó lọ ní university. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ pé kò tí ì ṣiṣẹ́, but o ní option pé ṣó ṣì lè ṣe èyí tá à ń pè ní fast track. Kò ṣiṣẹ́ ní Tesco, ní checkout. Ṣó lè ṣiṣẹ́ warehouse, ṣó lè ṣiṣẹ́ driver, ṣó lè ṣiṣẹ́ care. O wá náà ò ṣe yẹn, ọmọ ibi apá ṣégèsè nílùú òyìnbó. So kò mí pé torí President Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State, but kí ni in tó bí ambition presidency yẹn? It could be because the former president Ọbásanjọ́ kò fún President Tinubu ní gbogbo tó need. Torí opposition ni wọ́n. Ọbásanjọ́ was the PDP, and I think President Tinubu, as at the time he was the governor, was via ACNRB. I don't know what the party was as at the time. Torí gbogbo wọn ṣe merge ni tó fi di ọ̀rọ̀ APC nísìn. So the fact that President Tinubu ti ní ambition yẹn nígbà yẹn bí àyẹn ni lọ ṣe ló da àwọn náà di president. Táwọn bá di president, àwọn á fojú àwọn náà lè ní ambition yẹn. So what I'm trying to say is that why should we not? Kí ni ìdí tá a ṣe fẹ́ support President Tinubu? Why should we not? Especially àwa rí pé nígbà tí President Tinubu wọlé tán, àwọn ìran Buhari ṣe ni wọ́n sì wá tún wá ń ṣe bígbà tẹ́ pé àwọn làwọn sì jẹ́ president. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn make sense. Kò make sense mọ́. In any country and in any government, tẹ́ ẹ bá like government yẹn, ẹ vote it out. But ẹ má lo gbogbo tí ó tún máa fi máa jẹ́ ìnira fún aráàlú. And the most ìnira táráàlú ń face ní Southwest òun ni pé wọ́n ò jẹ́ ká ní àlàáfíà. Tó bá rò pé àlàáfíà wà ní Lagos State, there's trouble in Lagos State because all the time à ń gbọ́ report pé wọ́n mú àwọn àjòjì kan. It's because Lagos kọ́ wà up to dusk, especially àwọn governors, àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀, àwọn èèyàn gbàgbàkúgbà. Kò ń ṣe pé àwọn state wa tó kù náà wọ́n gbàgbàkúgbà, but if wọ́n ti infiltrate wa too much. Wọ́n ṣe máa jíyàn gbé ní bó ṣe ń jíyàn gbé ní Lagos State. Ká tẹ̀ sọ pé Lagos ò ní that kind of forestry, but wọ́n fi Lagos náà wọ́n fi ń fund the inconveniences fún wa. So the top priority is that àwọn ẹ̀yà Buhari wọ́n ò jẹ́ ká rí àlàáfíà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Why? Kí ló dé tá ò ṣe máa jíra wọn gbé ní òkè ọya lọ́hùn? Ó ṣe jẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ni jíjígbé yẹn wá pọ̀ sí jù. Why tó ṣe jẹ́ pé ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ni wọ́n ti ń jíyàn gbé tí wọ́n ní wá lára tí wọ́n ò jẹ́ kí a lè gbé ayé tó dáa. Then kí ni responsibility ìjọba lórí pé wọ́n jí wa gbé? Bó ṣe jíjígbé nìkan ni in tó ń ṣe wá. that means we are looking at the short-term goals. Wọ́n máa ń pè kan ní long-term goals àti short-term goals àti bóyá mid-term goals. Fáwọn tí ó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbi offices, wá sọ fún ẹ pé o gbọ́dọ̀ ní target. Tó bá jẹ́ banker nìyẹn, wá ní o gbọ́dọ̀ ní iye tó gbọ́dọ̀ wọ àkáǹtì, o gbọ́dọ̀ ní target. I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say anyway. Gbogbo ala máa ń ní target. The question now is, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí bí a ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. We are live today and we are grateful to be alive because ẹni tó bá wà láyé tó ẹ̀ lálàáfíà ló lè mọ̀ pé ẹni tó lálàáfíà mẹ́wàá ni. So why should we not support President Tinubu? I am asking the question and I want you to tell me, wait, why? Why should we not support him? Is Nigeria politics not about Yoruba, Igbo, àti Fulani? Ẹ̀yà mẹ́ta tó ń compete nìyẹn fún politics in Nigeria. Eshegoni, when he was an AD, when he was Lagos State Governor. Thank you so much for that information. Ẹ̀yà mẹ́ta tó ń contest all the time fún position Federal Republic of Nigeria presidency, Fulani, Igbo, àti Yoruba. But for many decades, ni àwọn Fulani fi ní control. Many decades. Wọ́n ní control more over the Yoruba part. An election tuntun bọ̀ again nísìn. And it's getting closer. And it will be coming. But let's now go back and ask, why tí àwọn ẹ̀yà kan tí wọ́n ń sọ nísìn pé election yẹn o, àwọn máa dàrú. We are facing many crises and we are facing many people that wants to bring down Tinubu's government one way or the other. Àwa tá ń ṣe Yorùbá nation kọ́ la fi bring government down because the man táwa ń béèrè is different from àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe fi sọ nísìn pé insecurity àwọn ò ní jẹ́ kó wọ́n dẹ̀ ti sọ́nà pé tẹ́lẹ̀ṣọ́ bá ti ń bọ̀ ní insecurity máa lọ sókè. Eshegoni, only no singular reason for now we should all work together to see him winning. And that's exactly what we are going to do. He will win and he will continue just as Buhari was able to do 8 years. Ọdún mẹ́jọ ni late Muhammadu Buhari ṣe with his less exposure, with his less incompetent. And no government will be perfect, not even in the UK. And the Bonner will take over from Kistama as the Prime Minister of the UK. Ó ti ní the first thing tó máa ṣe ni ó máa scrap ID kìíní kan tí Kistama fi ṣe tó máa ti wọlé tó ti di Prime Minister. Ó máa scrap it. So when government comes, they will do different things. But ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi too much of comparison democracy UK to America ká máa fi mú ti Nigeria. Nigeria politics is still ẹ̀bà and àmàlà. But ní ever allow túwó ṣìnkáfá torí ẹ̀bà tàmàlà sàn ju túwó ṣìnkáfá lọ. Àwọn northerners must not be given the power for now because what he abused power yẹn for many years. Àwọn èèyàn wọn wọ́n educate wọn. Àwọn èèyàn wọn wọ́n fún wọn ní reasons of life. Àwọn èèyàn wọn wọ́n purposely put them in the situation they are. Àwọn èèyàn wọn wọ́n subjugate wọn, wọ́n oppress wọn ní north. And àwọn dẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní power for many years. And this is the time now that we must ask the question, do we really want to see a power to the north that has not given room? Gbogbo insecurity tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn láti north ló ti ń bọ̀. Lóòótọ́, we have criminals among àwọn ẹ̀yà tiwa, ẹ̀yà Igbo, àtàwùsá, Ìjọ, and all the rest. Kò síbi tí kò sí crime. Crime tó ń bẹ ní UK, wọ́n ń bò mọ́lẹ̀ ni. Drug tó wà nínú ìlú yìí kò ń ṣe kékeré. Ìbọn wà nínú ìlú yìí táwọn èèyàn fi ń pààyàn. But they are always on top of the security. So So the fact that this current administration is asking for state police is a number one reason for us to give him our support. Tá bá tẹ́ fẹ́ kankan lára ẹ̀, àfi ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá jẹ́ àbùkù ló fẹ́ ló ṣe máa béèrè pé kí ni reason tá gbọ́dọ̀ support ẹ̀. Because if we are able to get the state police, which will happen because it's already in the process, that will give us a reason to start looking at ibo ni crime wà àti báwo la ṣe fẹ́ solve crime here. If for no other reasons, I, Olayomi Koiki, will give him my support for the fact that ó fẹ́ fún wa ní state police. That is number one. Mo tí sọ ti olóyè Ìgbòho, mo tí sọ in táwọn kábíyèsí sọ pé ẹ ṣe fún Tinubu láyè ká wo bí tó fẹ́ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá gbà nínú Nàìjíríà. Ìyẹn kọ́ ni mò ń sọ nísìn. I am an independent media and I have lived abroad enough to understand that politics tí wọ́n ń play ní Nàìjíríà kò lè dàbí ti bíbà àfi tá bá ń parọ́, àfi tá bá kúrò nínú structure Nàìjíríà, tá bá sì wà nínú same structure like Nigeria, a lè rí the kind of dividends of government can enjoy abroad. But what we can push for is the maximum, kí n má sọ pé minimum, the maximum that can help elevate poverty. Poverty ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe tó máa happen overnight, but nígbà tá a bá ní state police àti fẹ́ solve poverty nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Plus ìrú ẹkùn, plus OPC, kò ń ṣe OPC tí wọ́n ready láti ṣiṣẹ́ ni mò ń sọ, plus Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà, plus all our vigilantes pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ìlú, because you cannot solve any crime in any part of the world tọmọ ìlú ò bá bá yín dá sí. So responsibility wà fáwa náà. So tó bá set up state police náà, it is still our core responsibility as Yoruba people in the southwest of Nigeria to minimize and reduce crime. Má sọ pé torí a ti ní state police ó wá commit crime, àwọn tó wà ní àyíká ẹ̀ tó mọ̀ pé eléyìí ó lè ní, a nídìí olè láàrin wa, a nídìí jìbìtì láàrin wa, a nídìí 419, a nídìí ọmọ yahoo. I need the hard-working, innovative Yoruba people to mama solve problem. Every day I drive within London and I look at total buildings from Canary Wharf. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá ń gbé ní London lè testify pé tó bá dáwó ilé kan wó báyìí nísìn, within 1-2 years wàá gbélé tó ga lọ sókè. Kí ló dé táwa náà lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí think in that direction? From Ondo State to Kwara State to Kogi State, ta ló sọ pé a lè kọ́lé tó ga tó máa ní lift? These are many challenges tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá that needs to be resolved through government, through the people. But tá a bá ní security, lè sọ pé ó fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ that kind of project. So having a state police under this presidency is one reason that it needs our support. That is number one. Mo ní àwọn kan tí ń jáde o, and we are calling on the DSS and the police to start taking note, because wọ́n ò ní fi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó ń pè ní southwest of Nigeria láti fi da ìbẹ̀rù fún election tó ń bọ̀ ní 2027. I have been seeing evidence and videos that is coming out, and I will read some of those evidence to us. But ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tí arákùnrin yìí sọ. Ó ní this was posted on Tunde Ednut fans page. We will buy you if you rig our polling unit result, man says. Ó náà máa pa anybody tó bá rig election ní polling unit òun. Tẹ́ bá rántí pé nígbà EndSARS, the whole idea is because jó gbogbo Lagos State. Àníyàn tí wọ́n nìyẹn pé táwọn bá ṣàti jó Lagos State, ọ̀dọ̀ tí wọ́n lókè ọ̀yà lọ́hùn, àwọn á padà lọ síbẹ̀. Inú Lagos dẹ̀ ní púpọ̀ ní wọ́n ti ń rówó tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. But they were ready to burn down Lagos State for us. ìtọ́ dẹ̀ máa ń fẹ́ ni pé kọ́rí ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n lè lìkì mọ́lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ láti fi ṣe jàǹbá tó fẹ́ ṣe. So while we are dealing with the external force tó dúró sínú igbó, a gbọ́dọ̀ máa rántí àwọn tó wà láàárín wa nínú ilé tí jàǹbá pọ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe fún ìran wa tí a dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ gbà fún wọn. I am talking about those that wants to destroy Yoruba land for their own selfish interest. Tó yẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ wá fi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, wọ́n fẹ́ wá lò ó láti fi destroy government President Tinubu torí pé wọ́n náwọn like àwọn hate gbogbo owó tó yẹ káwọn máa rí, gbogbo resources tí Tinubu ti block, gbogbo tẹ́ bá rántí pé mineral resources wa tó ń pè ní àwọn nǹkan you know what I mean by mineral resources, wọ́n ti block ẹ̀ ó jẹ́ kó rí bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. So a lot is happening. But ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ohun tí arákùnrin sọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ohun tí ó sọ jáde lẹ́nu. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sorúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Let's watch him as he's speaking.
Carefully understand this thing, understand that. I beg, if you know any professor, tag her to this video. If you know anybody that may likely be a collation officer in the next coming election, I beg me tag her to this video. May he or she go understand this thing. Understand this thing, professor, collation officer, understand this thing. In the next coming election, when they want to for this country, so if you know, say, you they move mad, if you know, say, you study manipulate figure, not be waiting there, vote for polling unit, you go present at the collation center. Understand this thing. Understand that. If you manipulate election result for my polling unit, if you manipulate figure, we will stone you to death. Understand this thing. Understand that. We're not a joke this time. You see this election when they want to sow, for your mind, it's just okay, you don't collect money from one party, you don't collect money from one candidate. You call Waka, call my polling unit. You won't come manipulate results. You won't come mago results. You won't come change figures of result of the election where people don't cast. This will say you be returning officer. Understand this thing, your life is at risk. We will make sure say we cut your head on. We will make sure say we stone you to death in that police unit. Understand that?
Okay. Now, there was another one I picked up from my beautiful sister, Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. I picked that information and I've instructed my team to also start making these videos like similar to what I'm doing right now. But ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ Dr. Kemi Kalopulu Kinimoka kó tó di pé a máa tẹ̀síwájú. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, mo fi ọba Elédùmarè mo fi kí wa, and I pray that as we continue to demand for good governance for our people, because the only thing that she demand for tó pọ̀ jù ó ní pé good governance and making sure that illegal migrants, be Donald Trump ṣe kick wọn out l'America, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni káwa náà kick wọn out ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Anyone or anybody that is an illegal migrant, tí kò ní, I mean, we all live abroad. We know how being an illegal immigrant is. Why must we have illegal immigrants moving all over Yoruba land without anybody stopping them? This is the time that we will need a state police, and you will be right to check. Hello, stop there. Can you identify yourself? Because the aliens living with us and disturbing the peace of Yoruba land. So, mo fẹ́ ká lọ wo ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo pick again, like I said, from my sister Kemi Olunloyo. I hope I will find it. If otherwise, I will request my team to send it to my studio number so that Male pick it up. Mọ̀bọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. As the election is getting closer, as we are now putting our eyes, because in 2023, fojú wa síbẹ̀, we will monitor everybody, especially àwọn ẹ̀yà kejì, especially àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní obedient, tó fi wá fi Lagos State fi ṣe template for destruction. Wá àti Fúlàní dí pẹ̀lú wa nínú igbó, àwọn obedient movement, àwọn náà fi wá fi Lagos State, Southwest Nigeria, àwọn yẹn náà fi ṣe template of their own criminality. We will not give room to all that. Mo sorry, èmi ò ní jókòó and allow such. We will monitor every one of them, their platforms. We'll send the Dr. Kemi Timo send us a WhatsApp me ASAP. We will monitor them. Send the Kinitimo send an please. We will snoop into their platforms. We would move into their WhatsApp group and listen to what they are saying. Because any obedient movement would not use Yoruba land for destruction in 2027. You have the right, according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to campaign for your own candidate. You have the right to attack the candidacy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but you will not have the right to use violence and destructions. You can do that in the southeast. Northerners fine, but nobody will use Yoruba land. Listen to me very well. Nobody will use Yoruba land as a template for destruction come 2027. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ntí mo pick lọ́dọ̀ Dr. Kemi Onuloyo láàárọ̀ yìí. Eléyìí ní orúkọ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Tinubu on crack ló ń lò on his Twitter handle, and I'll try and pull him out now. When I say Twitter, it's not Twitter anymore. It is known as X. But when you must see Twitter, you know, it's more easier for us to use that word. But kò ń ṣe Twitter ló ń jẹ́. So, ó gbé picture President Tinubu pẹ̀lú bí powder ní ibi mú ẹ̀. We know they call him all kind of names and all that. Ìyẹn kọ́ ni mo torí ẹ̀ wá. So I want to first pull him out. Yeah, Tinubu on crack. So orúkọ tó ń jẹ́ nìyẹn lórí X handle. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Once again, let us continue. All right, right before I put that out, only shameless official APC Nigeria. Your game is up. Ayò tẹ́ ń gbá ti tán. Atlas swines. 2027, this country go burn to ashes. Mo fẹ́ ká di ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mú dáadáa, àwa ọmọ Yorùbá. Ṣé rí ẹ wojú tèmi dáadáa, a máa mú nǹkan lẹ̀ gidi pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀yà yẹn. In terms of sharing information to my favour President Tinubu, nítorí pé èmi ò ní jókòó kọ́ born ashes ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n lè lọ born ní gbogbo south east tó bá wù wọ́n, táwọn north bá bá wọn láyè kọ́ lọ born ibẹ̀. But nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n nílò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti born it to ashes. And you can see now why we must all be more vigilant. Nobody knows what they are planning. But I know that the current IG, Babawa Disu, must put everything quickly. I pray that state police can even be activated on October 1st. I pray Iruekun will play his role whilst trying to stop those in the forest. But ní inland, láwọn ẹ̀yà tó ń bá wa gbé, according to us all being one Nigeria. Ní àlá àwọn kọ́ born ní southwest of Nigeria to ashes. Ẹ̀yin ò ní àlá àwọn, I know that. Àfi ọmọ àlè Yorùbá ló máa jókòó pé ẹ̀kọ́ born to ashes nítorí pé àfẹ́ Nigeria. So tó bá ti born to ashes, inú gbogbo wa wá dùn. So this is a very deep discussion that I'm bringing out, because iṣẹ́ táwa ń ṣe ni pé àwa go round and monitoring a lot of different platforms. Tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, tó ń ṣe this. Yes, you have the right to criticize any government, but don't say you will burn down southwest of Nigeria to ashes. Kò tó bá ti dárúkọ southwest, tó bá ti dárúkọ Nigeria, southwest wà nínú Nigeria right now, is still part of Nigeria. So using that word, pé àwọn máa burn this country, tó ń pè Nigeria, to ashes, that means pé probability pé ilé tẹ̀yìn ṣì ní tẹ̀rán manage yẹn, tí fire bá touch ẹ̀, ó burn to ashes nìyẹn. Níbo ló fẹ́ burn? Àìtí mọ̀. But we know that during the EndSARS, àwọn ẹ̀yà yìí náà ni wọ́n instigate àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó pọ̀ tó fẹ́ burn everything down. Now 2027 is coming again, and they are now moving forward to destroy Yoruba land. Wá tá à ń bá Fúlàní jà, à ń bá Ìgbò náà jà o. I don't care whether they call me a bigotry or whatever. À ń bá wọn jà because they are also enemies to us. Wá tá à ń bá Ìgbò jà, à ń bá Òyìnbó jà, àwọn West. So we have, so it's like pé àárín ọ̀tá ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà, a kò wà láàárín àwọn ọ̀tá wa. Ó kọ̀ cage wa. And they are using, because why tí àwọn Igbo máa set up drug factory sí Ogun State tó wá ń push àwọn ọmọ wa kó máa lo drugs. Why tó lọ set ẹ̀ sọ sí Anambra? Why tó lọ set up sí Abia State? Why tó ṣe jẹ́ pé Ogun State ni wọ́n gbé drug factory wọn sí tó ti ń produce oògùn olóró? So this is not like a comment coming out. Any Southerner that are not supporting or still doubting either to support Tinubu, not to do that, have brains problem or possible. So I am not joking. Iṣẹ́ tá a gbé dá tí mo ṣe gbé dání nísìn is another job that might take a bit of my time. But Ọlọ́run fún mi láyé yẹn, even though, like I said, I am looking after my family first now. But I will not close my eyes and allow Yoruba land to be burnt to ashes. Nítorí pé mo hate Tinubu, which I don't. I will not close my eyes and allow àwọn Igbo kó burn down ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nítorí pé a fẹ́ràn Tinubu. A jẹ́ pé ọmọ àlè ni wá. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ń ṣọmọ àlè. Èmi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin náà kì í ṣọmọ àlè. Ọmọ ọkọ ni gbogbo wa. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá. Ọmọ ìran, ọmọ aládé ni wá. We want to live in peace with them. We want to work and have businesses with them. But what we will not accept is we will not accept any rubbish from anyone. Torí pé wọ́n hate Tinubu. We will not accept any rubbish from anyone. Láti wá destroy ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nítorí pé wọ́n fẹ́ràn Tinubu. Kó lọ destroy ọ̀dọ̀ tí wọn náà lókè ọ̀yà náà. Kó má destroy ilẹ̀ Yorùbá fáwa. Let me read that again. Shameless President Tinubu, your game is up. Atlas swine. 2027, this country go burn to ashes. Country will also already. If this message was in the UK, lot to post a message in the UK, by now, MI5 might pick any. Ibikibi tó bá há sí, because in totally mujade, Kodak, come out, because what they are doing, especially in town, Igbo mentioned, they hide under fake identity. What it create a rich identity. It mean ní account bí mẹ́fà tó ń lórúkọ Yorùbá ní bíbáyìí, tó bá máa log in sí bíbáyìí nísìn, ó ti mọ̀, but team àwọn tó jẹ́ agbófinró tó bá fẹ́ mú wọn, wọ́n mọ̀ bó ṣe máa mú wọn. And this is why we need a state police, because irú àwọn information báyìí, ó lè jẹ́ ní nísìn, ó lè jẹ́ wọn ló ń tajà fún ní ojú ẹlẹ́gba. Social media is a very tough market. àwa tá à ń jáde báyìí ó yàtọ̀ sáwọn tí wọ́n wà under the cover of fake identity. Irú èmi nísìn èmi ò ń ṣe fake identity because mo ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí I am live and you can see me. But we are talking about people that have created multiple accounts and using it to instigate their real intention. Because intent is on this thing. Àmọ́ platform tí ó tún wà pẹ̀lú àwọn kan àmọ́ tó ń prepare. So torí pé wọ́n like President Tinubu ní sọ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ burn Nigeria down. Ṣẹ̀rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lójú ó nímú ó dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn. Because why must you burn Nigeria down? Torí pé ẹ fẹ́ràn President Tinubu. Ẹ lọ dìbò náà olúkálukú lọ vote káwa dẹ̀ campaign fún Tinubu pé káwọn èèyàn wá lọ jáde kọ́ lọ. I have told my family in Nigeria especially àwọn tó súnmọ́ mi kọ́ lọ gba voters card wọn tí wọ́n máa dìbò ní next year fún President Tinubu. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń lọ gbà wọ́n ti lọ ń gba voters card wọn. Èmi ò ní kí wọ́n lọ gba tiẹ̀ problem tiẹ̀ nìyẹn. You can hate Tinubu, you might not support him, but èmi ti sọ fáwọn family mi wọ́n dẹ̀ ti lọ ń gbà. Àwọn tèmi mọ̀ tí mò ń support tí a jọ jẹ́ family ní Nàìjíríà mo ti ní kọ́ lọ gba voters card wọn torí wọ́n máa dìbò. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi ò bá lè dìbò àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ dìbò. Fact lẹ gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi yẹn. And they've gone to collect their voters card in readiness for the election. Torí wọ́n máa tẹ̀ka ní next year fún President Tinubu. Ìyẹn ọ̀dá iṣẹ́ tá à ń gbé dání pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Àìtí kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Ìjọba máa kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ìwọ gan ò lè sọ fún mi èmi gan ò lè sọ fún ẹ. Ọ̀nà tá a máa gbà kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ọ̀bẹ Elédùmarè nìkan ló mọ̀. A ti gbìyànjú ìgbìyànjú wa dẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ under the leadership of Baba Akintoye. But for now, we will put our support for President Tinubu kó padà wá ní 2027. Torí in tí àwọn ẹ̀yà Igbo fẹ́ ṣe, it is very deep. Only we all know who is behind it and behind the Chibok girls' adoption. Principal don't collect car and brown envelope. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa, let me touch on that. Wọ́n ní wọ́n rescue àwọn tí wọ́n kó lọ ní oríire, àwọn teachers wa àti ẹni tí wọ́n bẹ́ orí ẹ̀ tí family wọn sì ń bẹ government pé bí akọ́tẹ̀ bá wọn wábi tí wọ́n ju body yẹn sí kọ́ lè sin properly torí wọ́n ti sin bàbá yẹn. Àwọn méjì ni àwọn people yẹn pa. My question is kí ló matter jù fáwa? Wọ́n kó àwọn ọmọ wa lọ, wọ́n kó ìyàwó lọ, wọ́n kó bàbá lọ, wọ́n kó ọmọ kékeré lọ, wọ́n rescue wọn ni, wọ́n release wọn ni, àti gbà wọ́n padà. That is the first thing that matters. But Governor Seyi Makinde náà wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé àwọn máa lọ bá United Nations kó wá bá wa investigate kí ni nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan pé because I'm listening to a lot of reports pé torí after táwọn ti declare ìyẹn Seyi Makinde the current governor pé nígbà táwọn ti declare báwọn fẹ́ ṣe president ni wọ́n wá jí àwọn èèyàn gbé. So that means pé ó ti ní ọwọ́ àwọn kan nínú. So that means the whole thing is planned or is arranged. Mo wá ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Governor Seyi Makinde pé ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n attack Bódìjà ṣé ìyẹn náà ṣé arrange ni ṣé wọ́n ṣe yẹn because nígbà tí wọ́n attack Bódìjà President Tinubu had the an invitation láti wá sí Ìbàdàn prior before that. Bóyá ikú President Tinubu làbá ti máa gbọ́. Tẹ́ bá lọ follow incident tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ní Bódìjà kẹ́ lọ play back. President Tinubu ní event kan tó fẹ́ wá ṣe ní Ìbàdàn kó tó di pé incident yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ padà sẹ́yìn kẹ́ lọ wo àwọn videos tí mo ti ṣe sẹ́yìn. So ṣé yẹn náà ṣe planned work náà ni kí ló dé tá a wá international bodies láti bá wa unravel kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣọmọ Mali ni bọ̀bọ̀ náà tọ́nà kó dynamite sínú ilé àmọ́ tó fi ń ṣe ó fi ń fọ̀kúta dynamite tó jẹ́ explosive. So we are playing with our lives in a country where wọ́n release àwọn ọmọ wọ́n rescue wọn ni kí ló matter àti gbà wọ́n jáde olúkálukú wọn ti. Now it is the responsibility of the governor in each of the states ká má tún rírú ẹ̀ mọ́. That is what we should be fighting for. That is what we should be asking for. Okay, wọ́n plan ẹni wọ́n plan ẹni irú ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ tún ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. Ṣó jẹ́ kí governor wà nínú state kó má ní information. Èmi gan tí mo wà ní UK ní bíbá information tó ń dé sórí desk mi kò ṣe máa sọ síta ní public. Kò gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ la máa sọ síta. Ìta bá dẹ̀ rí pé ó really sensitive tí bá ti polóyè báyìí ẹ̀yin náà pa àwọn tẹ́ lè pè ká lè that's it. So governor ní access to security So a governor should not allow any kidnap of any form or shape. Débi pé governor ṣe máa wá sọ pé ó look like pé gbà táwọn náà fẹ́ contest for president ni wọ́n lọ jí àwọn èèyàn gbé. Why not stop it before that? Why tí ẹ allow ẹ̀? That is the question. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́tún lósì ẹ kalẹ́ torí aago 8:00 ṣì lù bọ̀ ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa a ṣì wà ní very bright day. Adẹ̀kú sí mi ní. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, known as Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. You can see that Southwest needs a lot of things to get it going. I don't disagree with the governor. Mo ti sọ pé yes, kó gbé international bodies wa, kó wá bá wa find out. But in tí mo ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ni pé ṣé àti wọ́n rescue àti wọ́n release wọn, ṣé inú wa ò dùn pé a ti gbà wọ́n padà? Okay, bóyá àwọn kan intent fẹ́ ni pé kó pa wọ́n síbẹ̀. I don't know. Bí àwọn kan intent fẹ́ ni pé ká má ti rí wọn gbà. I don't know. But what we should be concerned is ẹlẹ́ran ara ni gbogbo wa. Wọ́n kọ́ àwọn èèyàn for more than 50-something days. Wọ́n wá ní wọ́n release wọn ni, wọ́n rescue wọn ni, a dẹ̀ rí gbogbo wọn gbà padà. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ní Chibok girls wọ́n rí gbogbo wọn gbà padà? So I believe that Yoruba land, we're playing with too much with the lives of our people, which is totally wrong. So we will open the phone line again tonight and allow 1 or 2 people, because I'm not going to stay here too long tonight, so that I can hopefully maybe come back if I have another time before midnight. But mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti dá sí conversation here, and I'm going to just pick 1 or 2 comments that have come through as well, and then the number to call into the studio, and I will give about maybe 1 or 3 people that might also want to join us on the TikTok, where we are also live. So the number to the studio is +44 74 0440 5917. You've listened to the topic, and I would like to hear from your own side as well. WhatsApp, which I believe is what everybody use now, +44 74 0440 5917. Moki Babawa Adewale Abdulwasiu, one in the great Koikimedia International. Thank you. Good evening. Abolore Imagination, you are welcome for the program, and I also greet Oba Oni of Ife, T elder brother on Shalaisi, Yegebi Adeshiso, Kabiu Fatokuni, RIP fún Ẹ̀gbọ́n Kábíyèsí tó Shalaisi, Moki Ara Sherifat Olatunji, Moki Adewale Abdulwasiu again. I could remember even before the kickoff of the movement, Koikimedia has been talking about bad governance, talking about schools, which is what we have been doing, every time Koto Dipa Wonu Yoruba Nation. Allah Akbar, only we do in Nigeria, and preference of self-determination. So kò ń ṣe pé ìgbà tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ self-determination, Latin call government as well. You can tell me where you're watching from as well, and let us continue to comment. Moki Babawa Babatunde Olatunji also watching us on Facebook, Koikimedia. We have 2 Facebook, Moni Koikimedia Oduduwa, and we have Koikimedia, which is a page, and then Koikimedia Oduduwa, which is also a page. So, and we have good followership, but we're grateful that the work we are doing on this our platform is moving stone. Even to buy a okuta yẹn to be there and move there. Modeki Olóyè Igboho, is a man that I respect, I love so much. Not because I'm a spokesman. Being a spokesman, I will still give him my 100% loyalty. Ibi tó lóye bá dẹ̀ tò sí ni máa tò sí. It doesn't matter what anybody say. It doesn't matter how anybody feels. I will stand shoulder to shoulder with my principle. Ibi tó bá ń lọ ni mò ń lọ. Because I know that his influence nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni òun ni àwọn Fúlàní fi ń bẹ̀rù. Kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n bẹ̀rù àwa tó kù. And that is why they wanted to kill him ní July 1st, 2021. Tí Ọlọ́run ò dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. A dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa tí wọ́n fi àdúrà lọ́tún lósì fi ran olóyè lọ́wọ́. So no one should burn Lagos State because they hate Tinubu. We will not allow such. Ní fi àyè sílẹ̀ pé torí ẹ hate President Tinubu kẹ́ wá burn it down. Kẹ́ wá burn gbogbo Lagos State down. Kẹ́ burn gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá down. Ní tolerate yẹn fún yín ní 2027. Everybody will go and campaign for their own candidates, while we will campaign for our own candidates as well, going forward. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, mo kí ìyàwó Comfort Ológunjà, mo kí ìyàwó Grace. So, àṣírí ìkọ̀kọ̀ Elédùmarè, my dear brother Koiki International, well done for doing a great job and the enlightenment, because information is power. We have done so much. This is one out of my many archives. What we just need is funding to unravel everything here. Gbogbo video tí mo ti fi ṣe campaign láti over 5 years. Ó wà níbí báyìí. But how do I put it out that everybody will have access to it, to watch it for free? Without support, it cannot be done. We still want, because one videos are saying, ẹlòmíì ò tí láǹfààní àti gbọ́ dáadáa nítorí pé your data and all that. But there's a way that we can put it out now and people will be able to watch it without paying for internet services. But we need to be able to do it. But we're talking about, I've done more than 15,000 videos on YouTube. More than 15,000 videos, including myself and my lovely team that are working together with me. And we are grateful for the work that we are still doing to use our platform to at least share information that is vital and important to the people. And we will never agree on everything. But what we must agree is, Fulani only support Buhari for Mẹ́jọ, káwa kan wá nítorí ìntàfẹ́ àti ìntàfẹ́ káwa lọ wà against Tinubu pé kí Peter Obi máa bọ̀. Peter Obi kọ́, Peter Obi ni. Àtíkù kọ́, Àtíkù ni. Mo gbọ́ bàbá kan, màá gbé yẹn náà jáde, ẹ jẹ́ n kí àwọn tó wà ní orí YouTube náà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá lórí Instagram, even though you hardly comment, but you are watching. I don't know whether that is the most difficult thing to do. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ wà lórí TikTok, mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. And when we say, mo kí bàbá wa Clef Wallace, wọ́n ní what a stupid parent. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí bàbá wa, ẹ jẹ́ mo fi touch phone ẹ̀, so I'm as well. iPad màmá mi lélẹ̀, èmi ni mo jogún eléyìí, and I'm so happy to have, you know, this iPad because it pops up our pictures all the time. A very beautiful, you know. This was March last year. Tó bá sọ pé ìyá tó dalẹ́wà báyìí tó máa kú, but ọ̀rọ̀ kú nìyẹn. So this was my mother taking a selfie of herself, well grounded, well learned, and well traveled. Ó dẹ̀ bí ọmọ tó ní làákàyè, even up to her death. Gbogbo tó sọ fún mi kọ́ ni mo kàn lè máa sọ lórí social media. But what he said was, Yoruba nation will come and we must continue the fight, and we must not use my platform láti fi dá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá rú. We must use that platform to liberate the people. When she was saying all that, because I was spending night and night with her until my sister was taking over, but I did most of the night. So I am here now, not trying to please anybody, but I'm pleasing the spirit of my mother. Because almost láyé mọ́ nísìn. So all I can do is make sure that iṣẹ́ tó support me nígbà tí màá lọ́lé ní 2021 January tí mo lọ bá ìyá mi nílé alẹ́ ìjọ́ tí mo fẹ́ kúrò London, mo lọ sọ fún pé mo lọ Nàìjíríà. Ó dẹ̀ náà fún mi ní blessing ẹ̀ kí màá lọ, Ọlọ́run aṣọ́ mi padà. So I'm not here to ask anybody to endorse Tinubu or support Tinubu. That is not what I'm saying. I'm àgbà Yorùbá nation. Ìjọ ta fẹ́ gbà, Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀. But right now, we must not close our eyes and allow stupidity and nonsense. We must be factual. We must be realistic in moving forward. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. We have a lot of brilliant people. We have a lot of adequate people that can transform Yoruba land. But the way it is structured in Nigeria, it will be extremely difficult to do so. So mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa. So kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó bá mi foríjì bàbá mi àti ìyá tó bí mi náà. So And like I said, it's just a very short nugget of the Sunday. We might come back again. But mo fẹ́ ká lọ, so the necessary can play video in anyway. I don't think it's necessary because problem Atiku nìyẹn. Tó bá wọn Atiku gbogbo owó tó jí kó ná tán, but likely kó máa di president Nigeria. Gbogbo àjọ wà yẹn. I will not use the word that pé kò ní di president, but èmi mọ̀ pé kò lè di president. Kò lè di president Nigeria. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Kawa, wọ́n ní ìbà fún Elédùmarè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So once again, mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Let us open our eyes, especially fún àwọn ẹ̀yà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Amzion, wọ́n ní there is no absolute reason why not to support Tinubu, because Buhari got and gained all the support he needed from his own clan people. Àwọn ẹ̀yẹ wọ́n supported, wọ́n fún ní gbogbo support. So ọ̀rẹ́ mi ti ṣe video again. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọmọ Abia yẹn, ó ní a divide Nigeria will destroy the north. Everybody knows the end result. Gbẹ̀yìn àkànṣe màmá sọ pé àmọ́ bí tí. Now mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa long and short term goals. Our short term goals, which is what we have right now, is to make sure that Tinubu comes back. Our long term goal is to have our own independent country. So nígbà tá ẹ̀ tí rí long term goal, àwa tún destroy short term goal. Ṣé orí wa pé ṣàmọ́ tá à ń ṣe nìyẹn? Èmi mọ tèmi ṣe. Mo dẹ̀ believe pé majority ọmọ Yorùbá mọ tó ń ṣe. So a gbọ́dọ̀ ní short term goals. Àfikún ònú Nàìjíríà, a dẹ̀ fẹ́ engage pẹ̀lú government tó wà lórí ìjọba tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá. Ṣé government Àtíkù ni máa bá engage? Ṣé government Peter Obi la máa bá engage? Peter Obi tó ní kọ́kọ́ fún ní one term. Do you know what one term is? 4 years. Pé 4 years irọ́ tó ń pa yẹn ẹnu. So màá gbọ́n tí brother mi mo ti wo video 1 hour ago ló posted. Mo dẹ̀ rí pé ó lo picture Buba Garuwa tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí. Ìyẹn boy ọmọ Abia State yẹn, ọmọ Igbo yẹn. Tẹ́ bá wo picture yẹn, ẹ rí pé Buba Garuwa lélẹ̀. Má nìyí, òun náà ń pè ní Buba Garuwa. Òun náà làwọn mú Buhari wá. Mo kí bàbá wa Àjàdí Òsénì Kẹ́hìndé. Owólabí Gbọ́lá wọn ní Koiki ẹ kú iṣẹ́. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí wa. Mo dẹ̀ kẹ́yìn tí ẹ̀ kí mi náà. Buhari Tinubu lélẹ̀, Buhari kẹ̀. Àtíkù lélẹ̀. But mo fẹ́ kí àwọn tó wà lórí YouTube dáadáa kí n tó gbọ́ nǹkan tí arákùnrin sọ. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ lọ kí àwọn èèyàn wà lórí YouTube. Nọ́mbà tí ẹ máa fi pè ó sì wà well open láti fi bá mi dá sí, láti jẹ́ kí n gbọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹni tó bá tẹ̀ believe Obi irọ́ ló ń pa Ọlákúnlẹ́yìn Máyọ̀wá mo kí ẹ. Obi is a fraudulent liar. Ó náà máa ṣe one time. Òun á dẹ̀ ṣe tó òun á fix Nigeria. 419 ló bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ fix Nigeria in one time? Ọ̀fẹ́ wo ló fẹ́ lò? Ògùn wo ló fẹ́ lò? Nílùú tí gbogbo wa inú wa kò. Ọmọ ẹ jẹ́ ká shine eyes wa. A fẹ́ Yorùbá nation lóòótọ́, a fẹ́ dá dúró lóòótọ́, but èmi ò lè wá jókòó Yorùbá nation no going back. A fẹ́ Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé 2027 o. Pa irọ́ rẹ pa, kò ń ṣerú èmi mọ́. Lákàyè mi ò tí kú dé yẹn. Ìmọ̀ la máa wá sí ni. Ìmọ̀ la kàn máa wá sí. A máa wá ìmọ̀ torí pé ìmọ̀ kì í ṣe ìjọ kan. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń comment náà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pè wá náà ìmọ̀ ni. Brother mi kan she send message sí mi lánàá. I always respond back. Ṣàṣùọ̀. Jọ̀rọ̀ ẹlòmíì ṣe ń pè ṣàṣùọ̀. President Tinubu ṣì ní Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè gbé power fún ní presidency. So ṣe máa béèrè pé kí la mí ìgbà ṣàṣùọ̀. Okay, so torí pé àṣùọ̀ nísìn kí wọ́n na Tinubu kí ẹlòmíì wọlé ní 2027. Tẹ́lòmíì bá wọlé then how do we start all over again? So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ẹ bá wa click like. Èèyàn púpọ̀ máa ń wo program, click the like button. Thank you so much. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter as well. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí dá sí Timi Titus. Wọ́n ní AD ní President Tinubu wà nígbà yẹn. Àṣàbẹ́ mo kí ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí Barikalau Fiko. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Ivory Coast. Ó náà bàbá wa kan tó wà ní Ivory Coast. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Singapore. Mo kí àwọn tó wà ní Japan, Sami Japan and the rest of them as well. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Brother mi Adéwálé Ọláwòye mo kí gbogbo àwọn medias wa lọ́tún lọ́sì. The tabani donate to good journalism. Many independent media depend on you. Òun lè lè nísìn gbogbo iṣẹ́ ta ṣe sí bíbá yìí nísìn kò ń ṣe bí àlẹ́ kó jókòó sí ó yẹ kí àwọn èèyàn wá ní access láti lè wo gbogbo fídíò tá ti ṣe sẹ́yìn gbogbo nǹkan tá ti sọ nípa Nàìjíríà àti ìdí àti gbogbo ẹ̀ ló yẹ káwọn èèyàn wá ní access sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó fẹ́ èmi mọ̀ wọ́n ní lórí TikTok Mr. Kawa ní Koiki Obi fẹ́ dá ogun sílẹ̀ ẹ kó lọ dá sílẹ̀ ní South East now kó má dá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Obi just want to fix himself and fix the northern agenda that is being destroyed by this government. So mo kí gbogbo wa. So ká padà. Yeah, it might be difficult for some people to accept pé kí la mean pé ká support Tinubu. Yeah, it will be difficult. But kò sí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ láyé mo kí Easy Dollar brother mi dáadáa. Òun ìyá mi fà lélẹ̀ pé tí bá ti fẹ́ nǹkan kan kí n pè ní Miami ó máa sáré ni Ọlọ́run ní kó sáré ṣubú. Mo ti pè mo ti gbé bùkátà lé lọ́wọ́ bó ṣe wà yẹn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ni àwọn kan wà mo lè yọ̀ sí lọ́rùn kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ láíláí mo dẹ̀ sọ fún pé mò ń bọ̀ ní Miami next year àjọ máa jayé ní Miami ni Ọlọ́run rẹ̀ ṣe visa fún ìwọ náà tó ń wá visa. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tí bọ̀bọ̀ ọmọ abíyá yẹn sọ kátẹ̀kọ̀ gbọ́ díẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ní ó ṣẹ̀ ṣe náà ní 1 hour ago but ká lọ wo topic tó sọ ó ní and I'll just use the snip view akọ̀gbọ́kọ̀ tó kọ̀ sọ briefly and like I said you know we are open to conversation. Only topic to look. A divided Nigeria will destroy the North. Yorubas and Igbos will benefit in the long run. Ṣé mo pé nísìn eléyìí tá à ń sọ nísìn kí ló dá sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá kò lè gbẹnulé Yorùbá nation nìkan tí a bá gbẹnulé ọ̀rọ̀ President Tinubu pé kó kọ́kọ́ padà wá ná. Tó bá padà wá àtúnṣe máa ṣe kí ni a máa tẹ̀síwájú so kíkọ máa jáde Yorùbá nation no going back gbogbo ta fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation àti discuss 13,000 videos ló wà níbí báyìí. Do you know what 13,000 video is? Ta ló mọ̀ tán pé 13,000 video. This can create 100 jobs. Tabani the right AI materials. Tani building, tani gbogbo setup nílẹ̀ Yorùbá within 2 years gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá máa ní access sí information tó wà níbẹ̀. Tó bá ní access sí information tó wà níbẹ̀ kí President Tinubu tó tán gbogbo a máa sọ pé yes kó fún wa ní referendum àfikún òun Nàìjíríà which we can ask for. But nígbà tèmi nìkan ni níbí báyìí ìwọ̀nba àwa tí a jọ ń wò náà lélẹ̀ then all the information is power. Òṣèjàre easy ni Ìgbòho Òòṣà Sunday Adéyẹmọ kàkàkí Elédùmarè ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá the land good afternoon to you my hero Ìgbòho Òòṣà nìyẹn. Ìyẹn kan tẹ̀ náà ń like t-shirt tí mo tẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn tó ṣe nígbà yẹn but ẹ rí pé size mi kọ́ ni ti màmá mi ni ara tí mo jogún nìyẹn brand new ni mo kàn bánu lé ẹ̀ nígbà tí ó ṣaláìsí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ gbọ́n tí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí sọ ká kọ̀ gbọ́ díẹ̀ ẹni tó bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tó sọ díẹ̀.
We are still discussing Nigerian politics. Now, if Nigeria divides today, the Yorubas will not suffer, the Igbos will not suffer. But it is northern Nigeria that will suffer the most. I repeat.
Tẹ̀gbọ́n tó sọ mẹ́rin. If Nigeria bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn àdúgbò bàbá kan ti pè mí pé Koiki mo ní èmi tẹ̀mọ́ tó ṣe mo mọ̀ bí àwọn alájà Queen ara ni mo mọ̀ àwọn tó ṣe ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn nígbà yẹn very beautiful brand new ni mo kọ XL ni but ó tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn bó ṣe wà lọ́rùn mi yẹn. Àdẹ̀sí láwọn aṣọ gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ń tà ń wọ̀ yẹn gbogbo ṣòkòtò tẹ́ ń rí ẹni tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà ni mo mọ̀ pé ó tough but ẹ bá wa connect mọ́ Omitaf Couture àti gbogbo ń ṣàṣì ń lọ sóde díẹ̀díẹ̀ tẹ́ ń rán àkàrà wọ́n ń rán àkàrà náà ẹ débẹ̀ kọ́ fúnra fún yín ẹ bá wa bá Omitaf Couture sọ̀rọ̀. So ẹgbọ́n tó sọ ṣáwa la máa suffer tí Nàìjíríà bá break àwa kọ́ la máa suffer northern Nigeria ló máa suffer jù and that is why they don't want Tinubu to be successful. Gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tí President Tinubu fẹ́ gbé kò lè gbé tán ní first time yìí gbogbo alámọ̀ yẹn àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa. If you make any attempt to push anything more than what he can push gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ láti rí ó fẹ́ ṣe kú ó fẹ́ destroy ẹ̀ ó fẹ́ fògùn sóúnjẹ tó ń jẹ nínú kitchen ẹ̀. All this is not something that Yoruba people could now say torí I hate Tinubu torí èmi ò hate Tinubu o. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn o. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí.
If Nigeria divides today, the Yorubas will not suffer, the Igbos will not suffer, But it is northern Nigeria that will suffer the most. A northerner just confirmed what I just said. Let's watch the video.
If they divide Nigeria today, the Biafrans will not suffer. Likewise, the Yorubas will not suffer.
Okay.
But I show you that we, the northern people, will suffer, and before we get ourselves, it will take us from 1 to 50 years.
Ṣé mọ̀ pé lè nísìn àní nínú intention pa fẹ́ gbọ́ afẹ́ wò látara pé mo ní mo fẹ́ lọ kí àwọn èèyàn lórí YouTube lórí iPad ní information jáde. You see why information is important. Ṣé rí pé this is why we need, fora tó ń pè ní fora ká jókòó báyìí lóòótọ́ sit together but ibi tẹ́yìn náà jókòó sí ẹ ṣáà ń gbọ́ mi ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ àpọ̀n tí mò ń sọ. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Rafiu 1442 wọ́n ní good evening mo kí yín sir. Níbi tá a bá jọ jókòó sí báyìí ṣẹ́gbọ́n tó sọ pé 50 years ló máa take àwọn north. So interface nísìnyí ṣé kò ti fẹ́ máa align pẹ̀lú kan tí ọ̀rẹ́ mi David Lami sọ pé by 2075 in 50 years so that means pé ká dúró de north up to 50 years. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ètò tá a ṣe lánàá nísìnyí pé mo ní agbára gbọ́dọ̀ padà sí north. Ṣé rántí pé mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ta ló rántí lálẹ́ àná even though mo mọ̀ pé program yẹn mo ṣe yẹ lè tó pẹ́ bí ta ná ó pẹ́ jù tó bá ti fẹ́ tó 2 hours nísìnyí ká disconnect mo mind tó bá tún di lóru bíi 12 àtúpadà wá ká tún jọ sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ lánàá ṣé rí pé ó ń jọra wọn nígbà tí David Lami sọ pé 50 years 2075 that means pé bí àǹtọ́ ti bá north sọ nìyẹn pé ẹ má worry àwa máa bá yín push agenda fún ọ ṣé 50 years máa tó yín kẹ́ fi ṣarajọ kẹ́ fi get ara yín together ká tó pín Nàìjíríà. Britain kọ́kọ́ ló máa pín Nàìjíríà fún wa, France kọ́ ló máa pín Nàìjíríà, America kọ́ ló máa pín Nàìjíríà. Nàìjíríà máa padà pín fún rẹ̀ with information sharing and knowledge with our people. Báwo lọmọ Yorùbá ṣe máa nítorí òun ò like Tinubu ó wá sí platform ó wá ń jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ obedient kó máa bú Tinubu ní platform ẹ̀ to make sense. Ṣọ́rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ nínú kan nìyẹn. A dẹ̀ lè fi politics abroad wetin Nigeria mo ti sọ a lè allow tuwo shinkafa politics kó wá take over lọ́wọ́ wa mọ́ láyé. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá dáadáa. Mo kí bàbá wa Babátúndé Àjàyí àwọn bá wa dá sétò lánàá Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ká rí yín pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́. So this is why ẹgbọ́n tí mo bọ́ sọ ó ní tí Nàìjíríà bá pín it will take 50 years. Do you know what 50 years is? Bẹ́ẹ̀mi gan bá wà láyé gan Olúwa ti dàgbà because I'm going to my 50s. So tó bá wà ní 50 màá wà ní 100. So kémi pé 100 ká tó wá rí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó máa dàbí independent kò lè possible láyé. And this is why we must think the short-term goals and the long-term goals. Kí ni long-term goals wa? Ká dá dúró, ká ní independent tiwa, ká ní àlàáfíà tiwa, ká jọ máa ṣèjọba ara wa. Kólúkálukú bó ṣe lọ gbá World Cup nísìn kémi náà wà lára àwọn mídíà tó máa bá wọn lọ kẹ́yìn náà wà lára àwọn fúbọ́là tó máa bá wọn lọ káwa náà fans ká dẹ̀ ní passport tá máa fi travel tí wọ́n ní máa restrict visa. I'm sure pé many Nigerians kan fẹ́ lọ wo football America fún yín ní visa. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn nísìn wọ́n ní platform èèyàn kan lọ́ ti ń jókòó tó ti ń sọ gbogbo jágbàgbà wọn pé ẹni náà ni Queen Adéìwà ṣá Adé nìyẹn. Ẹ ṣe gan ni no fracas ọmọ ìyá. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn nísìn yes a ní right láti criticize Tinubu if he's not doing the right thing but káwa máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ Yíbò wá lò wá wọ́n fẹ́ lo platform tàwa àwa ti rí yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ fi platform tiwa ká fi máa attack Tinubu tí bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní attack Tinubu nísìn àwọn ọmọ Yíbò yẹn ló máa kún níbi báyìí nísìn Tinubu wọn máa dùn táwọn máa comment yanyanyanyanyanyanyanyan ààrẹ fẹ́ èrò àfẹ́ ìdọ̀tí. Tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ gbogbo program mi tí mo ti ṣe sẹ́yìn many kíyà mi tó kúrò sọ pé kí n má bú Tinubu mọ́ ó wọ̀n ní kí bàbá yìí kí ló ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún kò síjọ́ ta bá fẹ́ bu báyìí tí bá ti gbẹ́nu lé báyìí ìyá mi máa pè mí ṣọ̀ṣẹ́ lẹ́yìn ikú ìyá mi nísìn kí lè please ẹ̀yin kí lè please ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ bí mi náà so torí mo fẹ́ please yín nísìn ṣe rò pé inú ìyá mi ò ní dùn pé President Tinubu ó fún Ìgbòho ní freedom ni ṣèbí November nìyá mi kú Ìgbòho gba freedom ẹ̀ ní January ọdún yìí ní Ìgbòho ṣì padà sí Nàìjíríà ṣe rò pé inú ìyá mi ò ní dùn láti wá sí Nàìjíríà ni ooo so táwọn kan fẹ́ ni pé káwa jókòó sí abroad káwa máa pariwo Yorùbá nation ká má lè wá sí Nàìjíríà kò kúkú ṣe ọlọ́pàá ń lé wa a commit crime in tá à ń ṣe kò wà against òfin President Tinubu dẹ̀ ti know that òun mọ̀ understand òun náà believe in one Nigeria but ẹ jẹ́ kóun tẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ tóun ṣe iná káwo ibi tó máa já sí ibi tó dẹ̀ dá náà ló máa padà já sí lágbára Elédùmarè àdè máa fàdúrà tí àdè máa ṣe gbogbo ohun tí ẹ ká ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ìrú ẹkùn torí ìrú ẹkùn yẹn #1 citizen ẹ̀ lèmi torí ó gbọ́dọ̀ work tẹ́bàdẹ̀ rántí pé a jáde a sọ pé ní Ọ̀yọ́ state torí kó má di pé gbàtọ́ bá Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká tún rí jíjí gbé mọ́ ọ ṣe rántí pé Ìgbòho sọ fún gọ́vnà of Ọ̀yọ́ state pé àwọn rẹ́dì láti fún skul kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ọmọ ìrú ẹkùn méjì láti máa bá wọn ṣe kíni ṣe ààbò fún skul yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé gọ́vnà ti dà sí báyìí nísìn wọ́n play politics so nígbà tá bá tí wá jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn gbé nísìn Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó jí wa gbé o ìwà wa ní jáde nísìn wọ́n á ní torí àwọn fẹ́ jẹ president kí ló dé tà wọ́n ní òyìnbó ní prevention is better than cure mo kí bàbá mi Waris Jinadu wọ́n ní prevention is better than cure ẹ jẹ́ ká prevent ẹ fi ọlọ́dẹ méjì ẹ fi ìrù ẹkùn méjì ẹ fi OPC méjì ẹ fi Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà méjì tá bá fi àwọn méjì yẹn ní group yẹn tá à ń fi wọ́n sí school kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn mẹ́ta lè wà ní àyíká school káwọn mẹ́ta wà nínú compound kọ́ fún wọn ní walkie-talkie kọ́ dẹ̀ fún wọn ní ọ̀kadà because gbogbo gbèríko wa kò sí ọ̀nà ọ̀kadà ló lè lò gbogbo kíní yìí ò ń ṣe owó tó wọ́n náà láti fi produce okay ìrú ẹkùn ẹ fún wa níyàn méjì Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà ẹ fún wa níyàn méjì because ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà ní south west kò wà enough láti ṣọ́ anywhere àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa ọlọ́pàá tí a ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lè ní nísìn ní south west is not enough it will not be able to protect lives and property so tí gọ́fìnà bá pe méjì bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tí wọ́n dẹ̀ deploy wọn so èlò ló fẹ́ cost gọ́fìnà láti fi run operation yẹn méjì and they can work synergy ẹ rí pé ṣẹ́ni nísìn pé àgbọ́rọ̀ kidnapping kan lọ títí mọ́ kò ń ṣe pé kò tí ó sì ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ bọ̀bọ̀ English alájì yẹn wọ́n sì ṣe jàǹbá fún wọn ní Zamfara wọ́n sì pààyàn lánàá sẹ́ni but ẹ rí pé ó tún slow down there ní tí bá fẹ́ ka comment mo gbọ́dọ̀ wọ glasses mi kí n má máa strain ojú mi after election Tinubu will amend constitution that will give way for referendum there's no doubt about it because referendum yẹn tó bá ti lè wà nínú constitution bam dúdú lọ́sọ máa so ni àìmáàsì referendum clause yẹn ló ń fa fàmíòtó táwa sì ń ṣe tí referendum bá ti wà níbẹ̀ à trigger referendum ni àkọ́ báwọn senator wa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ trigger referendum clause ó ti wà ní constitution pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà but while we are talking about that I gbọ́dọ̀ talk about the short goals we have just about less than 20 minutes to the end of the broadcast because 2 hours ni mo monitor timeline yẹn lórí Facebook so mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ follow platform wa ẹ tẹ̀lé wa iṣẹ́ ta gbé dání táwọn ọmọ staff mi bá ń jáde àwọn ọmọ máa sọ different platform programs but èmi tẹ́ bá ti jáde our support for President Tinubu lèmi gbé dání while we continue our long term kí ni long term kí lẹ̀ Yorùbá dá dúró gbogbo àwọn don gbogbo àwọn institution tó lè help ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn kó fund wọn properly kí research bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń lọ kí education wa kó increase by now gan mo expect pé kí scholarship ti máa sùn lọ bí yáya tẹ́ bá àwọn Chinese bó ṣe pọ̀ ní London àbí ní England precisely government wọn ló máa ń rán wọn wá kó wá kàwé tó bá dé ti kàwé tán báyìí pa wọn padà lọ́n ti wọn nìyẹn wọn jókòó sí London ṣèbí báwa náà ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn nígbà kan nígbà àwọn bàbá owó lọ́wọ́ these are what we expect our state governors to do ẹ wá àwọn èèyàn tó rí ẹ pé ẹ kọ́ àwọn mẹ́wàá jáde ẹ rán wọn lọ China kọ́ lọ mọ bó ṣe ń to factory ka set up factory ka set up this ka set up that but we cannot just be shouting we must be proactive kò ń ṣe pé káwọn náà Yorùbá nation no going back ká lọ máa ṣe rally ká lọ máa no yẹn ni kọ́kọ́ la fẹ́ o we will hold our governors accountable mo ní ká jẹ́ kí election tán náà ni ká lè mọ ta ló wà ní position ta ló wà ní bíbà ká wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé wọ́n pé ẹ bá wa rán àwọn èèyàn lọ́kọ́ lọ kàwé kọ́ lọ ṣe scholarship táwọn tó bá lọ ṣe scholarship bá mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ máa wà fóun tó ń bá padà dé kò ní jókòó sí abroad bí irú àwọn báyìí tá ti takú tá a fi padà wálé mọ́ báyìí kò dẹ̀ pàwọn náà fi padà wálé but a gbọ́dọ̀ wo circumstances in that set up sí bíbáyìí because ẹni tó ti gbé labroad for many years ó máa difficult náà láti kọ gbàgìrì pé òun bọ̀ ń lé ẹni tó wà lé náà fi jápa and like I always say tó bá láǹfààní àti jápa má yẹ kẹ́ni kankan fúnlẹ̀ get out of the country because the country is still not in the right direction but that does not mean our support for President Tinubu should not be there. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè wà pẹ̀lú wa. Let's end the broadcast tonight as we stand today in Sunday. Then like I said, maybe in another 3-4 hours, if we have the strength, we'll come back. If otherwise, it will be another day and another week. As we end the broadcast, má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àtọwọ́ tiẹ̀ ló ti máa wá sílẹ̀. It does not matter. We are still one blood, but a mọ̀ pé oríṣiríṣi blood ti wà àárín wa tí a dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí monitor wọn ní sísọ̀rọ̀ wọn àti ìṣe wọn. And like I said, fẹ́yìn tẹ̀sẹ̀ wọlé àwọn ẹ̀yà Igbo tá ti rí traces wọn náà máa burn down Nigeria ní 2027 and we will wait to see how they will do that. Lágbára Ọlọ́run wọn ní orílẹ̀ Yorùbá burn down. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and this is how far I can go. I had a very late night yesterday, so I was just sleeping like Entolo Uni, but I'm back again, and we are grateful. Mo kí àwọn ọmọ Oòduà, mo kí ìyàwó mi, mo kí gbogbo àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí lọ́tùn lósì, mo kí gbogbo àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí bàbá wa Kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni òrìṣà tí wọ́n lose elder brother wọn. Mo dẹ̀ kí bàbá wa Olúgbọ́n, mo kí bàbá wa Olúbàdàn àti bàbá wa Láàfin Déjì of Àkúrẹ́, mo kí bàbá wa Aláké, mo kí bàbá wa Oyèkán àti gbogbo àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Káàárọ̀ Oòjíire. Thank you so much. God bless every one of us, and God bless President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia, the official spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho Òòṣà. Mo kí àwọn ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. God bless you. Good night.